Welcome all to Essential Therapy Wellness Center. How are you all doing this fine day? Today's February 9th, 2024. Just want to come up here for a quick second because I do want to get more consistent about doing videos. Thank you so much for all of you that have already subscribed. And for those of you that have not, go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell so you can see when videos are uploaded in a timely manner. I'm just overjoyed and I just wanted to come in and just share a little bit of nuggets with you guys today. Sitting outside, the weather's very nice, very, very nice. It's real peaceful. You'll hear some chimes in the background, some neighborhood dogs, but it's all good. We're here together. We're here together. So first of all, I want to just say how much I appreciate the gift that God has given me. I appreciate who God has made me to be. I appreciate my mission in this life. I appreciate the vision that I received. I appreciate the tenacity in my work ethic. I appreciate all of those things. I'm so grateful. And I don't say that boastfully, but I'm just knowing that I'm growing more and more as a person, as a good human being, as a registered nurse, as a spiritualist, as just myself, just me, myself, and I. I'm just glad at how far I've come in embracing where I am yet going. Yesterday, I had a really good day. I went and serviced a client at the wellness center that I work at here, or I service at temporarily until we leave to go to Jamaica. And that's even though that's been a short time there, it's been an impactful time. I'm very grateful to the owner for allowing me to come for just a short time to be able to render my gifts. And I really appreciated that. So I did that one client, and then I came on back and had a nice little lunch. I had some foie gras noodles with some broth, and that just put me at ease. And then I came back and took a little nap. It was just a time for just rest. And I didn't need a reason to take a nap in the middle of the day. It was just a time of rest. And then I woke up from my little nap to seeing my interview posted on Tampa Voyage Magazine. And I was so incredibly grateful. And me reading it, and I don't know if you know about it, but they send you the interview questions. So it wasn't like a face to face interview. Nonetheless, it was still impactful because as I was sitting there answering the interview um, in a writing form, I was able to just kind of glean back over some of my accomplishments, some of what I've been through my journey, and just really embracing every challenge and triumph. Um, and so I sent it out, to my friends directly, but I also put it on my Facebook page, and I got a lot of great comments and accolades back about how well it was written and so on and so forth. And knowing that I had pretty much formatted the writing, it gave me good feedback for the voice that I have through my book that I'm currently working on. It's untitled right now, but I'll get into a little bit about what that's going to be about. But the journey just has been great. It's been a lot of course, with anything, it's a lot of highs and lows, a lot of challenges, a lot of, sometimes you feel discouraged in certain moments, but then you kind of have to, take a nap or go to sleep, take a shower or a spiritual bath, sage yourself, and get yourself back together. And I'm not saying that like it's an easy process because for some of us, it takes a little bit longer than that. Some of us lay in bed for days trying to get it together, and some of us are able to just come to a conclusion or a temporary solution just for the sake of getting out of the bed and being able to press forward. And so I was just reading that, and I was just like, I was so on fire. I couldn't even study. I'm supposed to be studying for this exam for my cold and hydrotherapy certification. And truthfully, because of the move and everything, I haven't been able to give it the attention that I would like to. However, I'm going to press forward because I do want to go ahead and do what I can and go from there. Um, and so, yeah, I was just sitting there and I was just really, really in gratitude to the universe, to God, the ancestors, and all of the heavenly unknown entities that are here to assist us on this life path. And I was just really, really grateful for that. And then getting on the phone and talking to people, that also congratulated me, but they are in their on their own journey, and they're great, and they have expertise and skills, and just being able to talk about collaboration on certain situations in the future. So in that moment, I was reading, and I think I was probably thinking along these lines as I was answering some of the interview questions. Um, it's been told to me or asked of me when I've had businesses in Ohio, a massage therapy wellness business. Nothing big by location, but all the conversations, all of the tears, all of the sacredness, the therapeutic conversations and encouragement that have come out of that space had been remarkable and life changing for myself and the clients I served. And so I remember when we were moving to Florida, people would ask, like, what are you going to do with your business? What are you going to do with your business? And I was like, I am the business. And I didn't say that to say it with any kind of like ego, but I'm just like, people feel like there's only one way to do things. Yes, there are those brick and mortars, but there are also those concepts that can be mobile. And I think that I've come to accept that I am a nomad. I'm used to moving, having moved in the military for so many years. Every 2, 3 years, we packing up, we going to the next place. And I think that that's just been my momentum. And that's probably it probably attributes to why I like to travel so much, why I don't stay in one place for so long. It's not, it's just, I just like the versatility of it. I love the availability. I love the liberty of doing so. It's just me and my husband right now and my dog Diamond. So we make provision and we go to where we need to go to when we need to go there. And so yesterday I was reading through my article, and I was like, you know what? Essential Therapy Wellness Center is not it's a practice without boundaries. It's a center without boundaries. It's a center without walls. So that means that wherever we go, we're able to erect and provide experiences for people. And it doesn't have to be restrictive, like in a certain state, in a certain building. I gotta stay here because of a lease. Y'all, when I tell you that I'm so tired of America's lease, I'm tired of certain operations of what we're used to, and going against the grain of that and even thinking outside of the box has been really, 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 really liberating to me and my husband. Even with him being an artist, if y'all don't know, go check him out on IG, check out his work at Kendallwood Studios on IG. But it's been impactful, and him and I have had some deep, intimate, intricate conversations ever since we've decided to move to Jamaica and just try it out. Why not? Why not? We're kind of both getting burnt out from the system that we are this that we're living in, but not to segue there too much. But I just, you refine your calling as you continue to grow and experience things. You refine your calling, and it's just been really, really fulfilling to be able to take myself out of society's box or take myself out of other people's expectations or feel that I have to stay in one place for years and years and years and years. Now, no knock to anyone that likes that stability. I even like it at certain points in times. But when I'm ready to move my feet, I be moving. I move my feet. Y'all hear me? And so I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be able to do that. I'm grateful to be able to enjoy retirement. I'm grateful for being able to do what I love, which is being a nurse and being a healer and being a spiritualist and being what I need to be for myself first and then for those that I serve. Um, and so I was just really basking in that yesterday. And I really appreciate everyone that had said congratulations or job well done or good work or nice write up. I really, 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 really do appreciate that. The other thing that came to me today as we were in a gym, we trying to get our sexy back. But no, we trying to make sure we take care of this temple. And moving can be a very stressful process. So you tend to, not take care of yourself and you tend to be more tired. And we had to keep life going on outside of our transition. So it had been really tiresome. So anyway, we was in the gym, this morning, and I was thinking to myself, I think I was looking at an interview and someone said something about going to, oh, it was Taraji P. Henson. I was looking at her interview on the Breakfast Club, and I really enjoyed the interview, by the way. And I really love Taraji P. Henson. She's a real one. I really do like her. And I'm sending love and light to that sister amongst everybody else that's just really trying to find this new normal in themselves and getting tired of the rat race and getting tired of other people's expectations, so on and so forth. But one thing she said she did was she went to Bali by herself. Now, anyone that knows me know that I am a flight risk. I will take off and spend days and days and days by myself with no explanation needed. And I suggested that you guys out there, you queens and kings, take time for yourself. One thing I've noticed is that people have a hard time sitting with themselves. You have to learn how to enjoy your own company. And that is one thing that I truly, truly, truly had to learn to do. When you're in a partnership or a marriage or what have you, a lot of times you tend to morph into each other's worlds, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to also just continuously remember that you are still an individual. You are still one that you like what you like and you dislike what you dislike. You come and you go or what have you. And sometimes it's healthy to take that time to yourself, sit with yourself, because if you ain't together, then you can't be optimal for anything or anybody else if you are not together. And sometimes you do need those mental health breaks. You need to say, stop. I'm not thinking about or doing anything in these 3, 4 days or however long you designate for yourself. This is about me. And I'm glad that as a whole, people are understanding that it's not about being selfish. It's about being self-fulfilling. And I've heard a lot of my friends saying this year, 2024, is all about me. And somebody else that wants you to put all your eggs in their basket would be like, oh, you're selfish. You're selfish. No, you're not selfish. You're being self-fulfilling. You're fulfilling yourself so that you can be filled. If you're not filled, people, kings and queens, if we're not filled, that means we have a deficit somewhere. And I'm not saying don't have a consideration for other people. I'm not saying sacrifice here and there for other people and be available to them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about being egotistical or being selfish. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about setting time aside for yourself to get this together. You, your God, whoever it is that you pray to, worship to, get that together so that you can be all that you need to be for this right here on the exterior. And so when she said she went to Bali by herself, it seems like it was like, oh, you did? And I was like, oh, they don't know Tamika Andrea Woods, because Tamika don't mind her own company. And going back to when you're in partnerships and whatnot, you do have to take some time for yourself. It doesn't mean like, oh, I'm abandoning responsibilities or consideration for the other person or people. It just means that I need to make sure that I am intact from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet, my mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that's what holistic is. When you hear me reference holistic, it's not just about, you know, eating good and taking a whole bunch of herbal medications or herbal medicine or whatever, or it's not just that. It's about, it's also about you just getting in alignment with yourself and knowing yourself. Ding bingo, knowing yourself. This is how you get to know yourself. Take yourself out to eat. Okay, spend a couple of days traveling by yourself. Some of us, and don't get me wrong, I love my friends, I love my family, but I also love my time to myself. And I should be the one that gives discretion about that. when I spend time and when I need a break. You give discretion to yourself. You give that pass to yourself. And I always explain to my husband, and thank God he knows me. He knows that when I say I need some time, I'm going somewhere in nature or I'm going somewhere where I can just collect myself. Because we got to be a lot of things to a lot of people, but you got to be present for yourself first. So there's that. Learn how to enjoy your own company. You don't always have to have someone around you. Now, don't get me wrong. Being around people gives you energy. The right type of people gives you the right type of energy. Want to make sure you're not around those energy vampires that suck you dry and shit on you, excuse my language, and then just be gone and you left with their shit and your shit. So no, that's not what I'm talking about. But it is good to be around a group of people. It's good to be around a tribe. It's good to be around a community of people that you can glean from and give you energy. But there are those times too. This is what I'm talking about in this segment, is that you get to know yourself, because I know a lot of us we wear a lot of different hats. We have we're mothers, we're fathers. Right. We're mothers, we're fathers, we are, business people, we have careers and jobs, and we have hobbies and trying to, eat right and work out in the midst of that. All of these different, it's like your octopus. It's like your octopus. So we want to make sure that we take in time for self. That's very, very important. And I think that more and more people are grasping that concept. Some cars are going by. Okay, I'm sitting outside. So yeah, that's my message on that. Take care of yourself. I want to segue to my untitled book, and I just want to give a couple of things about what the book is going to be about. And maybe this will come back up in a separate video specifically for the book. But basically, let me back up a little bit. There are things that people are led to do, but because so many other people are doing it, they feel like they are joining that number. And I want to just tell you that that is a trap. I want to tell you that there's so many uniqueness about you that the world needs to hear and the world needs to see. And so if you have something that you want to get out there, even if it's just for your own self accomplishment, even if it's on for your own self gratification or your own self, you're challenging yourself, do it. There's enough success to go around. There's enough fulfillment to go around. Don't be stifled on something that you have on the inside of you. Yes, it might look like, sound like the other person, the next person, but nobody is more unique than you doing it. So why don't you get on out there and do it? And that just had to be the conversation that I had with myself when it came to me deciding to write a book, right? I didn't want to I I don't know, what should I say? I didn't know how I wanted to express myself. I'm really good at talking, public speaking even. I'm doing really good I'm challenging myself on doing more videos and getting out here and listening to my own voice. hmm Listening to my own voice. I'm challenging myself in that area. And I said, I need to be able to write my story or write the wisdom that I've come across, that I've gained, the understanding that I've come to know, because I know I'm not the only one. And let's be clear, a lot of the advice and challenges and triumphs that each of us have been through have, of course, benefited the other person, the next person. So I was trying to figure out, how do I want to start this first book? And so y'all be sending me love and light on this situation, but I said that I feel like this book is going to be a book of reflection, and I'm just gonna just kind of like spotty, you know, here and there sprinkle a little bit about what the book is. And the book is a composition of topics and contexts, deliberately non-committal by the constraints of a fluid storyline. I don't think right now that this is a place for this is my timing for a storyline, i.e., about my life. But these are things God drops nuggets, and I'd be like, oh, that's good. To myself, I'd be like, oh, that's good because it didn't come from me. It came from the Most High. And so some of the things that I even say to people in doing life coaching and counseling and just friend conversations, it'd be like, oh, that's good. Let me remember that. So I was like, I find myself having a lot of those. And so let me write them down and then expound on them. So that's what this first book is going to be about. Um, it's a collaboration, thoughtfully designed and engage, to resonate. I want to say the things, I want to share the things that I know resonate on a profound level with the masses. Okay. I'm not trying to be like anybody else but Tamika Andrea Woods. And so a lot of things that I say resonate with myself, my inner self, and a lot of things that I've said will have given me the feedback that has resonated with them. So this is my season of expressing myself through, writing and literature. Um, let me see. Trying to see what part I want to read. Um, hmm. So I wanted this book to be about a series of topics that I don't, like I said, doesn't have to be fluid. There are things that come to mind. And if I had time to sit, this is a whole workbook. I think a journal is going to go with this book. Either a journal, or I feel like it's a journal, or it's going to be a workbook in and of itself, because I want people to be able to write in it and be able to put their own experiences as it relates to the topic. But it's going to be pretty much a lot of nuggets that um, it evokes emotion, it provokes contemplation, it provokes creativity, it allows you to reflect on the things that you have been through and what you're growing through, more importantly. And every one of us have a different story and background. So that's going to look different for everyone. But that's where your penmanship comes in at. That's where your story comes in at, and given that space, whether it be through journal or through workbook, however we decide to kind of map it out. That's your part. That's your story being developed in there. And it says, man, I'm just looking at this and I'm just like, wow. It says, think of it as an emergency pick me up, always at your disposal, ready to offer solace, inspiration, or a spark of insight precisely when you seek it. You ever been reading a piece of material or going through something or having some thoughts, and then you either look online or happen to pick up a book and you turn it to the exact page that you needed, that something that is being said in the book or online or whatever, wherever you see it at, that synchronicity matches up with your current vibration, and it gives you the clarity, it gives you the insight, it gives you the pick me up, like it said. That's what I want this to be about. Okay. I think it releases me from trying to be so structured too, because being in the military, y'all, and I think my personality in general is very planned, very, in the military, you got to have a backup to the backup to the backup, a contingency for everything. And I think in this season of life, I understand that I'm in more of a flow than having to have a concrete plan. Doesn't mean I don't have idea that I'm just floating out in space on a rock. No, it just means that I'm releasing myself from having to know every step what I need to be doing, how I need to be feeling, and what's going to happen. Because the truth of the matter is, no one knows. And let me segue. I was talking to the owner of the wellness center, and she knows, she knew when we made the agreement that I would be an independent contractor there. She knew I wasn't going to be here for a long, long time. And I just really like the wellness center. I like the people that work there too. They're very um they're very aligned, balanced, open-minded people. So anyway, she was like, "What are you going to do after the 3 months?" Because I don't know, for those of you that don't know, my husband and I are going to Jamaica for 3 months to live, not be a tourist, but to be engulfed in the culture and live and glean for how we need to. First of all, is to get our alignment back in action without any outside influence. It's just him and I going. but we plan to go and engulf ourselves in the culture so that we can essentially move there, long term, to get dual citizenship. But anyway, she asked me, so what are you going to do after the 3 months? And for the first time in my life, it felt very liberating to say, this is the emoji, I don't even know. I don't know what it is going to hold after. I don't know what life is going to look like in 3 to 6 months. So much so that I haven't even planned anything with anybody for the latter part of the year because I was like, I don't know what my life is going to morph into. We have some things we're planning, yes, but I don't know. I don't know. And it felt good to say that. It felt good to admit that. And it wasn't that we don't have an idea, like I said, what we're doing, but it's just like God is just taking us down so many corridors and has already taken us down so many corridors. It could have been nothing we could have ever planned. It's been better than we planned. So I was like, you know what? This is a year of flow. This is a year of flow. Not that you need a new year to make a change, but damn it, this is the year of flow. And everything is taken care of. And we are safe and we're protected. We're skillfully surrounded. Our gifts are making room for us. And this is the year of flow, y'all. This is the year of flow. Not just this year. This is the revelation of flow intensified. Because we're doing something that most people wouldn't do. But on the flip side, a lot of people aren't doing what we're doing because they tired of the shits. They're tired of the rat race. They're tired of working jobs that don't pay you what you're worth. We're tired of everything is inflated. We're tired of American greed. We're tired of a lot of other shit. We're tired. And so if you can have a space and time to take a sabbatical or move abroad and have a plan to take care of yourself while wherever you are in the world, why not? Almost like, why not? Why not? Why not? What are we trying to prove here? What are we trying to prove? And I know that not everybody's in this space. I know that. I understand that. Some people have responsibilities that they're not able to do that. But I will say this. We just have to figure out what our non-negotiables are. We need to write down our goals and our visions. We need to pray over those things and believe that it can be possible for us. That's the most important thing, is to believe that it can be possible for you. Whatever it is that you're trying to outline or map out or sort out for your well-being, believe it is possible for you. Okay? Believe that it's possible. Let me take this off for a second, even though I can't see my damn computer. Hold on. I gotta put it back on. Um, but anyway, I digress. I digress. Um, Let me just talk a little bit about the first part of something that anyone that knows me, and I know it's not a term dedicated to me by me, but it's a term that I always say, even in the midst of challenges that we have. And it's called, and I say it aloud, diamond. Y'all can finish it if you want to. Diamonds are made under pressure. And it's not to say, I'm not talking about the time, I'm not, some of the pressure we put ourselves on is self inflicted, let's be clear. But nevertheless, it's pressure. And we need to morph and adapt to that. And so I'm just going to read this first paragraph. I'm trying to think, is this what? Let me read the second part. I'm gonna just read this because I don't want to give too much too soon. I think I'm gonna make this into more of a workbook interaction thing. So hopefully I can get through. I know for sure this won't be finished in the next couple of months because I'm waiting to be able to have total solace to really get deeper. I've written a couple chapters already, but anyway, I put this slogan: diamonds are made under pressure. is one of my ingrained, is one that is ingrained in my DNA to ensure my perseverance in the most difficult situations. When we consider how diamonds are formed, we can find comfort in knowing that we have an unimaginable power and strength to truly embody a spirit of unapologetic purpose and unwavering passion. We often find ourselves embarking on a life changing journey towards self determination. This journey is often ignited by a deep soul calling, a whisper from the within that propels us to seek beyond the ordinary, to uncover the extraordinary that lies beyond the surface. Diamonds are made under pressure. And for everybody, whether you verbalize your pressure, whether you've shown your pressure, whether you have displayed it, talked about it, it's still pressure. And however, we are better for it. And we got to be thankful. We got to be grateful. Complaining, you can have your moment, but being grateful and having ingratitude will actually refine us that much more. If we just take what we're given and try to find ourselves consulting the Most High to navigate through that, we come out like a diamond. You know how they say cream rises to the top? You're going to be just like cream, baby. You're going to rise to the top and you're going to be better for it. And I know that so many listening to me right now, you're probably even going through something now. And not everybody's going through the same thing at the same time. So if someone is going through something and you know they are, and they want you to be present, even if you don't have to say a word, you don't have to say a word all the time. Be present for that queen or that king. Okay. And if you're the one on the up and up, pull somebody with you. Pull somebody with you. All right. And so that's just a little bit of what I want to share, without making it too long. But I really, really love y'all so much. I thank you for the subscribers. I thank you for the support. I'm telling y'all, stay tuned. Stay tuned for my story and your story because more is coming. I know it. I feel it. I believe it. I remember laying in my bed as a little girl at night praying. And I was just like, God, just use me. Use me. I'm telling y'all, as a little girl, I would say this. Miss Betty, my babysitter, when I was little, when I tell you she put word in us and she put scriptures and songs in us. And those things still resonate to this day. Although my practices are my practices, I don't abandon my roots. And I know where my help comes from. And my practices and my journey look different than everybody else's or some people's, but I am still called. I am still a minister in my own right. I still have a voice. I'm still an influencer. I still am an encourager. I'm your sister, your auntie, your cousin, whatever you need me to be, because I know myself and I know what I'm called to do. And I'm called to ignite a fire because I got to ignite it in my own self. So I'm called to ignite a fire and motivate people to be the best version of themselves in whatever capacity that is. Whether that means giving them a massage or doing Reiki or giving them a word or a hug or a smile. Whatever that might be, I'm letting God use me and I'm unapologetic about it. I'm unapologetic about it. And that's how you have to be kings and queens. You have to be unapologetic about what God has put on the inside of you. However, you're meant to display it in whatever season. Don't let nobody try to hold a candle to you to the point where you are feeling stuck. This season, it's a book. Next season, it might be singing. Next season, it might be acting classes. The other season, it might be wellness. Whatever, while you have life in your body, maximize that to the fullest. I love you guys so much. Thank you again. Tune in to Essential Therapy Wellness Center. Till we see each other again. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Oh. Peace.